Eric, I'm glad we have a chance to have this conversation today. We have the opportunity to work together with the Coleman Center here at Athens State. And today we just want to do something brief about both the importance and of prophetic leadership, especially given our times, and also some of the practical applications of that. What does that look like lived out? We've had pretty good examples of that happen in the last week or so.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have. As a matter of fact, I've been very impressed with some of the God talk of the Pope recently, where he came out right before Good Friday, and he spoke about how the ancient prophets would often say that God does not answer the prayer of warmongers.
Right.
Those who are thirsty for blood.
Yeah, shed blood. Those who shed blood, right?
Yes, those who shed blood. A prophetic word. And then on Easter Sunday, after we witnessed some of the degrading and bigoted statements from American leadership about praise be to Allah
And not in a reverent way.
Not in a reverent way, but in a mocking way, a dehumanizing and really sacrilegious way, to go out of the way to be bigoted and discriminatory. And the Pope comes behind that on Easter Sunday and offers the word to the crowd and to those of all traditions, Assalamu alaikum, which means peace be unto you.
Yes.
So he turned the tables, in a sense, on that previous statement and showed prophetic leadership by affirming the humanity of those who subscribe to the Muslim tradition, the Islamic tradition.
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum, meaning peace be unto you.
Yes.
And which is very similar. You do a language study.
Yes.
It would sound quite similar, almost identical to what Jesus said in his post-resurrection statement when he showed up before the disciples and he said, "Peace be unto you."
That is the Easter. That's the Easter story.
Yeah.
So what the Pope was doing in that moment was being both prophetic and pastoral.
Yes. Yes.
He was doing both, wasn't he?
Yes.
Which is an example, I think, for all of us. And as you mentioned, given all that's been said, and the timing of the way, not just what was said and how it was said, but also the timing of Easter.
Yes.
At a time when Christians, celebrate the resurrection, and yet so easily dismissing the understanding that Jesus himself was a peacemaker.
Yes, it was a celebration of death.
Right.
On a day when we should be celebrating resurrection life.
That was the timing of what was being put out,
Yes,
right?
yes.
You're exactly right.
Yes, a celebration of genocide.
Right.
Over the celebration of resurrected bodies, which is so counter to what the resurrection stands for, what the resurrection
That's right.
means.
The resurrection calls of, at least for me, it calls me to imagine new possibilities that haven't yet been lived into. Certainly the resurrection means, Jesus, God raised Jesus from the dead, I understand, but underneath that, theologically, there is this idea of possibility that if that happened in the world, then what possibilities are out there that we have not yet lived into?
Yes.
And for me, that's a reminder that we need prophetic voices. We need prophetic leadership. We need people who will help us understand how serious the moment is and how possible a better world can be if we were to work together. Does that make sense?
Yes. That whole Good Friday to Easter, the death of the old and the beginning of the new.
Yes.
When we look at this resurrection symbolizes the entryway to a new order.
Right.
And this connects to what the prophets have said. This new order is all about laying down our swords and shields down by the riverside to beat our swords into pruning hooks and to lay down our weapons of war. It says, and we shall study war no more. And that every woman and man, every child, every girl, every boy will be able to sit under their own vine and fig tree, and nobody will be able to terrorize them.
Right.
That is what the resurrection is all about. And that particular statement is sort of antithetical.
Yes.
To what the resurrection opens up and offers for all of us.
That's right. Right. The statement being about death and destruction, threat, it's the same contrast between empire and kingdom. I keep going back to Jesus and the Roman Empire. It's still being lived out in our time. There's a lot to be learned here. And so, we hope that you will join us in the future as we share ideas and thoughts and examples of what prophetic leadership looks like in the world. So in the next week or so, we'll be releasing additional lectures, videos, conversations, if you will, podcasts concerning the work of prophets and prophetic leadership in our world, in our time.
Yes.
So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.